The beginning of the 60s saw the end of Coach Glenn Presnell's 10-year term as Eastern Kentucky's head mentor when he coached his last game for the Maroons in 1963. That was a 34-14 victory over Youngstown State. Presnell led Eastern to 2 OVC championships in his 10-year reign, winning conference crowns in 1954 and 1962. In September of 1964, the maroon and white-clad football team from Eastern hit the field against Austin Peay, launching a wondrous, brilliant college football Hall of Fame career for its head coach, Roy Kidd. After a 3, 5, and 1 year to open his coaching career, there would be 37 non-losing seasons to follow. The 1966 season saw the school change its status from Eastern Kentucky State College to Eastern Kentucky University and change athletic nicknames from Maroons to the Colonels. Eastern laid the groundwork for the 1967 team by going 7-3 in 1966. It took Kidd just 4 years to assemble a squad that would win a championship. And what a season the 1967 year was. After beginning the 67 year 4-1, the stage was set for the game of the year against who else but cross-state rival Western Kentucky, who was visiting EKU for what would turn out to be its last appearance at the historic Hanger Stadium that stood in the middle of campus. Before a packed house estimated at 15,000 fans, this game produced one of the most memorable goal line stands in Eastern's history as the Colonels' defense kept Western All-American Dickie Moore out of the end zone 6 consecutive times from the 1 1/2 yard line before Moore finally punched it in for the TD. Eastern countered this score when fullback Bob Beck's 10-yard TD run was followed by Geiss's 2-point conversion run for the tying points, 14-14. A late would-be game-winning TD pass from Geiss to Don Buehler was overthrown by inches as the game ended in a tie. 3 more easy victories and a tie with Morehead State in the regular season finale left Eastern with a 7-1-2 record. Eastern then received the second bowl invitation in the school's history, a matchup with Indiana Collegiate Conference champion Ball State in the Grantland Rice Bowl in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
And the funny thing about that game, I went into Nashville and was interviewed on TV along with Ball State's coach. And I can't think of the guy, but he's a great sportsman there in Nashville, newspaper and everything, did the interviewing. I can't think right now what his name was. But one of the questions that in the interview, the one thing he said, he thought he picked Ball State to beat us. And I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know about that. And Ball State was good, but they were big. And I felt like we were smaller, but we were a lot quicker and a lot faster. And I really think that's what the difference in the game was.
The Colonels took a 13-7 lead at halftime, and then, in the early part of the third quarter, it was time for one of the biggest plays in Colonel football history. All-American nose guard Teddy Taylor burst through the line, stole the quarterback-tailback exchange from the Cardinal quarterback, and ran 39 yards for a TD that put Eastern up 27.
In the Rice Bowl, I'll never forget the quarterback fumbled the snap and it popped up in the air. Well, Teddy was so quick, he went into that gap, caught the ball right there and ran it for a touchdown. And that was a big play for us. And I'll never forget Dr. Martin. He always thought that they handed it off to him, but really and truly what happened, the quarterback in the center, the ball popped up and Teddy was coming through and he just caught it in midair and ran it right past everybody for a touchdown.
We had a stunt on and the center was slower than I was. And as he was trying to listen to the quarterback's cadence, I think the quarterback was trying to change the play. Well, anyway, the center snapped the ball and the quarterback kind of fumbled it, and instead of going in the air, it just kind of fell over. And as it was falling, I looked over and thought, here we go. And it literally fell in my hands. And of course, I knew what to do with it. You know, every lineman is their dream to score a touchdown, and there it was.
that was probably one of my favorite groups, that Grant and Riceboro. They taught me a lot, and I hope I taught them a few things besides football. But they were a good bunch that worked hard, and we had some talent on that team too.